Alright, welcome back to a different sort of video. So essentially I was really addicted to this game pretty much all of last year, so this is what I've came up with the current league, and yeah, I'll just get to it. So essentially this is the Immortal build. It's just a spin to win type of build. So it basically works off of strength of blood. So you get that up to 200% and you'll take basically 100% less damage. And the one main thing is the withering jars. That just allows you to proc up all your stacks, I guess, of leech, which then you'll not take any damage. So with this build, it's essentially like my miner build, I guess, I came up with. So from what I've looked into, mining doesn't have any deficits to leeching. So you can essentially dig as deep as you want to and not worry about dying, more or less. So yeah, we'll do that with this character. The path of building, you should be able to find all of that by looking up MrSpecialBlend. You should be able to find all these characters. But yeah, so the current depth I've went to is 256. Kind of stopped playing this after I got my characters to where I want them to be, but yeah, let's see what happens. You spin, you pop your 2 jars, and then you go in. Oh, so yes, I didn't. That's the one thing with this character, though, is that if you don't proc it properly, you will just die. Let's see. Alright, take 2. So spin, pop the things. And you should be able to, yeah, so now you can see that none of it does any damage to me. It's kind of like a little bit of a high risk. Some people use a couple different withering jars, they have extra, which makes sense. I kind of went more along the lines of the damage flask to go along with it, though. Let's continue on. A little bit longer of a trail here. Yeah, just as long as you don't stop leeching, in a sense, you'll never die. This was the last build I worked with in the league. But yeah, I figured digging is probably the best representation of a really good use for this type of immortal build. Yeah, we'll see how well my computer handles streaming Path of Exile, though. Because after this, we're going to showcase a minion build with strength stacking. And I'll give a quick overview of the armor and whatnot. Yeah, as you can see, I have very little health, and yeah, nothing kills me. Might die here. Yep. So as you can see, yeah. So if you don't have it procced, you're just gonna die. So when you're digging, it's kind of hard to make sure loot. You want to kill all of them, but I did pick up everything. So yes, that's the quick showcase of this build. And the armor that I have, this is something I found while I was going, so this has nothing to do with actually the immortal part of the build, but Just a very nice sword. I went for this again just for more damage. So I have the enchant for increased cyclone damage. This one you go for the increased life recovery rate. This one's also the increased life recovery rate. The Skyforth boots are just to increase reservation efficiency. The gloves, same thing, went with the 10% maximum total life recovery rate. And then the amulet. So the amulet is 36% increased maximum total life recovery rate from leech. And if we go to the skill tree, the main thing that this revolved around is getting 5 transcendent flesh. So if you place that here, 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 and here, in a sense, that'll give you, if you go to the edge of it, increased life recovery rate, but it'll minus the strength. So by having that in all those locations, it basically increases your life recovery rate. And then there's Vitality Void, which is very crucial. And then the what is that? Hematophagy? That also increases your total recovery per second. Hey, Finite. Yeah, I do remember you. Of course I do. This is a game that I have like over 1,700 hours in, so just a quick little showcase, and then I think later today, after I go through all this, I'll do some more of the other game I was into, which is Dead Cells. Because yeah, that game's a ton of fun. Yeah, this is a free-to-play game. It's really complex with like the skill trees and everything. Yeah, this build just revolves around the strength of blood. There's 3 builds I did during the past league, and yeah, that's essentially what I'm going over. Adrenaline was also really good. Basically, this is a cluster jewel that you can use that'll give you the adrenaline skill, which you can use that to make up for the maximum total life recovery per second from leech. So some builds actually have like 6 of these. Yeah, that was the spin to win build. Yeah, you can pretty much use as much mana reservation stuff as you need because you're not going to be taking any damage. So yeah, so let's go to my other character. So this one is a minion build with strength stacking zombies. So yeah, so this one is pretty much revolves around the Baron helmet. I was just curious to see how much I would be able to push it, I guess. Another main thing is the weapon, the Imperial Maul. So this gives you a 10% increase to strength, and then you can roll the plus 52 to strength. And then you use the Zealot's Oath. Basically, this will help get you more energy shield, help you with the resistances and everything. Same with the Shaper's Touch. We have a Stygian Vice. So this is all craftable. So most times for me, I'll always buy the base and I'll just roll it. Unless it's later in the league, and then I'll basically try to trade for someone who had good luck and hopefully get the item for not too much. So yeah, so everything I just went for strength for the most part. So I've basically tried to include like plus 44 strength. This one has the minions deal 23% increased damage, more strength, more attributes, increased percentage of strength. And yeah, so let's check this out. Yeah, this game, honestly, Finite, this game it's so deep, and like most people will follow a build, which who knows, someone might find this later next league and be like, oh wow, this is a neat build. But yeah, this is the zombie build, so there's everything, like you could it's so customizable. Like you can be an elementist, and then you can do like with weapons. It's honestly open to whatever you want it to be. The main thing for this one, though, that I think, was the split personality. So the farthest, this jewel socket has 25% increased effect per allocated passive skill between it and your class's starting location. So like for this, it's the Elementist, which I started here. So essentially it's this long line. And with it, I do that. Yeah, so I have 1500 strength on this, which that allows me to get 12 zombies. I have some specters, and then we're going to be killing the Animate Guardian, because after this league is done, all this stuff goes to standard, and I'm not sure if that actually moves through, so we'll basically be using, we'll be getting all the armor back from it. So let's find a map. So essentially this is this is kind of like Diablo, Path of Exile. Just pick a map. Let's do Mausoleum. I think it should be fine. Honestly, forget kind of about this character, but let's see how it goes. Alright, so this one is also just another spin build. So essentially you have flasks which respawn after like a certain amount of kills, and yeah, you just basically keep using your flasks and you won't die. So for this case I have armor that goes with my flasks. More or less my minions do all the damage, so I don't really do too much. I spin and I blow up these corpses which allow my minions to get a buff. So this is like the T15 map, so it's one of the harder maps, I guess. And Convocation is also really important, which that teleports your minions to where you're at, and it gives them like a little bit of health regen. So, yeah, so this just blows up the map. Sounds good, Finite. Now let's quickly jump into the boss fight here. See if we can do it. This is another experimental build that I was working on. Oh yeah, I also have a skeleton button that I can press and get just a whole ton of minions on it. So yes, I died. I shouldn't have been as close, but my minions essentially... yeah, they're like never gonna die. Since I have all my buffs. Yeah, the last build that I'm going to show is Flicker, which that one's honestly, that's my favorite build I've made. It uses the scourge mechanics to get negative lightning resistance. Yeah, people have like thousands of hours in this game, and you're still learning new things about it because they're always changing everything each league. Different things interact with other things differently. Sometimes there'll be like a new item that comes out in the league that some old mechanic, it basically works off of it. And some item that was possibly useless before is now like a god tier item in the game, which is kind of neat. Like I like how it changes and evolves every league. Yeah, for the most part I probably won't die as long as I like stay my distance and just let my minions go in. Which is the kind of thing I forgot. Is this is my... I haven't done a minion build for quite a few leagues, but this one's pretty neat. Just kind of does its own thing. So yeah, so essentially that was that. So that's the minion build and what it can do. It's pretty decent. First time doing something with Baron. So yeah, so that's that build. So now there's my favorite build, which is Flicker. So Flicker, this one pretty much goes off of the Scourge mechanic, which is that top red. This one has increased frenzy charges because you need frenzy for Flicker. I managed to get cursed with temporal chains, which most times that's a negative, but in this case it allows you to keep your more frenzy charges. This ring helps a lot because the bottom line, if you have a chance to gain frenzy charges instead, you'll gain up to the maximum. This Imperial Claws has the minus to lightning resistance. So if you have a look at this character is pretty much like my god character, I guess. You have a minus 165 to lightning resist and immune to all chaos damage. So that's pretty much everything that's poison. So that all works off of the Doriani's prototype. So yeah, so let's try and do some crazy maps for this. So I think got some Zana stuff here. Alright, so this one's like a little mini boss, so we'll go for this one. This one also works off of all the flasks I have, so I have everything increases evasion and then armor, and it's all when I hit a unique or rare enemy, so it's all automatic, which is pretty neat. But the main thing is if I go to defense, I have 66,000, which is quite a bit in my opinion. But if I push all my flasks, it goes up to 153,000. And that works off of Doriani's again, which is the armor also applies to lightning damage taken from hits. So that pretty much makes it immortal against lightning damage. I should have actually reprocced the flasks. Oh, they actually reprocced already, okay. Alright, so yes, this is Flicker. Flicker is kind of like a hold right, and it kind of does everything for you. It kind of plays the game itself. You don't really play Flicker. Flicker kind of plays you, I guess. Like, it's just absolutely insane for how fast this one is. It's kind of disorienting at times. Yeah, because like I'm immune to everything and I'm just dealing so much damage with this that everything just kind of just dies more or less. Yeah, this will probably be the only Path of Exile vid I probably do, at least for now. I just wanted to showcase more or less what my builds are capable of. Because I know one thing with Path of Exile is people like to steal something that's already done. Oh, this. Oh, I hate these guys. These guys are absolutely insane. I hate this map. Probably gonna die here. Yep. So let's repop all of that. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is the build I'm most satisfied with that I completed. It's super expensive in this game because, like I said, everyone sets their own pricing and whatnot. So sometimes you can get stuff good like early league if you know what you're looking for. But then late league, some of the items will just go up exponentially. So I need to go top right. this time we'll place a portal here. Cause yeah, we probably will die because I didn't notice this map. I hate this map. This map's honestly horrendous. Alright, so we did that. We beat these guys, and now we'll do the other boss. So because I'm immune to chaos, I don't think I really take like any damage here at all. And there's one curse that actually works with this, and it's called punishment. So I put that on him. Normally these guys take quite a while to like kill, but in case for this character I just hold right and yeah, it's dead. Oh, I forgot to kill my guardian to get its items, but I'll do that later. So yeah, so that's an example of like flicker. So the scourge mechanic, it just plays itself. Let's see if there's enemies around. There should be lots of enemies around. I don't know why there are no enemies in this. That's actually very odd. Huh. Alright, let's do another quick run of that. So let's do the Baron this time. So this is another like kind of mini boss. This was my character I mainly used for bossing. Yeah, flicker is definitely something else. So this one's typically like my kryptonite because degens are really bad on this character. So those little things on the ground, little boxes, diamonds, those hurt quite a bit. Yeah, otherwise it just kind of plays. Oh, yeah, so it just kind of plays itself. Yeah, after lunch today, I'll essentially try and do some more Dead Cells, because yeah, that's actually a pretty big game. Oh, oh. So yes, that's just the degen like I mentioned before. I'm surprised that the stream is actually still going. I was worried that Path of Exile would have possibly crashed my computer if I streamed it. That's what I always hear. Because there's just so much going on. So yes, that's that boss down. So let's go do the Baron. Let's put a portal here though. So yeah, that's defeating those guys. And yeah, that's the flicker build I worked on. This one works off of instacking. So if we go to my character, I managed to get up to 1,000 int. And that was based off of this synthesized chain, which I said most times I just bought the 18% and then crafted the other parts of it. Same with this, I just bought the base And most of my stuff I won't buy like outright. I'll buy the base item and then craft on all the stuff myself, unless it's like this one, which is two conquerors. So this one has like the shaper with the baron, I believe, or crusader. It's like these ones I'll buy, but the ones that are just like single, that don't have any influence, I guess, those ones I'll just craft myself. But yeah, this one is a build that you can't really build anymore because as of Scourge, you won't. It's just going away. But yeah, that was the last build. Let's go over this. This is just a raider. What else is special about this? Well, it's all in stacking, so this is a pretty crucial jewel. The ones that allow you to switch the stats, and then just frenzy stacking. I put a thread of hope here just to reach these ones to allow me to get more int, a little bit more dexterity. This one gives fortificate, or while you're fortified. The iron reflex, which converts all my evasion into armor, so that's how I'm getting the 163,000 armor once I pop my flasks. This one buffs when I use my totems. And yeah, I believe that's pretty much about it. Just a quick showcase of what my builds are able to do. Maybe somebody will stumble upon this in the future. And yeah, one of the main things is probably just this ring. This ring's probably super crucial just because that 15% where you'd gain a frenzy charge instead, gain up to your maximum. So that one's pretty much the main crucial part of the flicker build, I would say, because sustain is always the hardest part. Yeah, other than that, I think it's about it. And then I'll probably end the stream here, just a short stream, and then after lunch be back with Dead Cells, because yeah, I'm just going through that. So yeah, if you enjoy the content, remember to leave a like and subscribe. As always, hopefully you have a good afternoon, morning, night, whatever time it is for you, and otherwise, till next time, which will be just later today. Bye.